take it with a grain of salt. We're giving it to you straight, no chaser.
Who needs tequila when everything feels better with a shot of brandy?
Normally you will find me with a tall glass of wine, but on this journey, I'm serving you straight, dirty martinis. Welcome to our podcast, Not Your Standard After Dark. We will not be silenced. All right, welcome to another episode of Not Your Standard After Dark. You know we have B in the building. What's up, Brandi?
People, we missed y'all on our week off. Y'all know how it is. It's summertime. We get a little litty. Sometimes we need a little vacay. But I'm happy to be back.
And you've known him. He's back again. I'm sorry, everyone's favorite is what I believe he said. Titan, what's up?
Hey, loves. How y'all doing?
All right, so we are all back together. I know some of y'all are asking some questions, but we're not even going to do that right now. We are here to have a good time. We're going to keep it moving and do what we do best. And guess what? We have a new segment for you tonight, and it is called Bothered or Unbothered. So, the bothered or unbothered topic of tonight is that rapper that we know as DaBaby. Now, everybody may not be aware of what is happening, but there were some statements made at Rolling Loud that took place over this past weekend that have hit the internet and is taking the industry by storm. We have some very opinionated people saying some opinionated things. And so I want you to get a scoop of this so that you can decide whether you are bothered or unbothered. And a lot of people are saying it's time to cancel DaBaby. So I want to know, are you going to cancel DaBaby? So for those who are like, what's happening? What's going on? Here, take a listen.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas.
Lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air.
Let's be real about this shit.
Yeah, keep it fucking real.
Some of y'all niggas suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real.
So, the things that have people up in the uproar right now is the HIV comment that was made, as well as the sucking D in a parking lot, which was offensive to the LGBTQ community. So we have a few issues going on in the world today with that. And of course, you know, he caught some grief. It is what it is. He had some people saying some things. He got some people in his corner, but then a lot of people are outraged. A lot of people want to cancel him. They feel like he was disrespectful to the culture. He's been disrespectful to what it is. And so he came back with a response after getting all this backlash. Now, I'm going to warn you right now, this is about 2 minutes long, but I want you to hear why this is going where it's going. So here's his, in my opinion, ignorant response.
I'm gonna address this weak ass internet shit one time, and I'm gonna get back to giving my love to my fans. See what I'm saying? Because what me and my fans do at the live show, it don't concern you niggas on the internet or you bitter bitches on the internet. It's not y'all business. You know what I'm saying? Like what I do at a live show is for the audience at the live show. It'll never translate correctly to somebody looking at a little 5-6 second clip from their goddamn crib on their phone. It just don't work like that. Like, you know, because regardless of what you motherfuckers talking about or how the internet and twisted up my motherfucking word, me and all my fans at the show, the gay ones and the straight ones, we turned the fuck up. I'm talking about my boy that was at the front of stage left over there by where I jumped at. Ask him. He got clips all on his shit. The whole night was recording. We were turned the whole night. My boy had the crop top on, front row. Yeah, out there in that jungle, in that water. Yeah, he out there. He's standing on the rail, got them cutting up. He know the words. I saw him. I'm rapping them bitches with him. Yeah, the hell y'all talking about? Y'all niggas, shut the fuck up. You niggas that ain't at the show. The show is for the niggas who paid the money and took the time out their life to come enjoy the show. Not you motherfuckers watching it on the internet at the crib. No, nigga, just get your tickets and come fuck with the live show killer, gay or straight. Don't let these motherfuckers hell. I say if you don't got AIDS, put a cell phone light up. I say if you ain't suck dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights up. So I could drop my next song. I wasn't going on no rant. That's called a call to action. That's what that's called, because I'm a live performer. I'm the best live performer. I'm the live show killer. You interact with your fans. You get what I'm saying? Look, all the lights went up, gay or straight. You want to know why? Because even my gay fans don't got fucking AIDS, stupid ass niggas. They don't got AIDS. My gay fans, they take care of themselves. They ain't going for that. They ain't no nasty gay niggas. You know what I'm saying? They ain't no junkies. You know what I'm saying? On the street. The hell you talking about, nigga? Then I said, if you ain't suck dick in the Rolling Loud parking lot, put your cell phone light up. You know what my gay fans did?
All right, so enough of him and what he had to say, but he just sounds so stupid and ignorant. First of all, this is really going somewhere because it's causing a lot of uproar in the industry. Now, before we even elaborate on this, I want to give you a little bit more of this. And I want to bring in, he has a supporter. And we all know his supporter, one of his supporters, is T.I. Are we surprised? No, we shouldn't be. T.I., of course, just likes to be relevant with anything but the case that he has going on. But I'm not going to speak on that because I don't want to cease and desist. So we're going to leave that alone. And I'm going to quote what he said. He said, if Lil Nas X can kick his shit in peace, so should the baby. Hashtag equality. So Demi Lovato took it upon herself to make a post and translate that for us. And what she said is, it translates to, if Lil Nas X can be openly gay, why can't I be openly homophobic? Now, you know that he was on the remix to Dua Lipa's song, Elevate, all right? So she came and had something to say as well. I'm surprised and horrified at the baby's comments. I really don't recognize this as the person I worked with. I know my fans know where my heart lies and that I stand 100% with the LGBTQ community. We need to come together to fight the stigma and ignorance of HIV. And then just recently this morning, it was released that Boohoo Man, they do not condemn the use of homophobic language, and they've dropped him from their ads in his clothing line. And of course, T.I. had more to weigh in on that, but we're not even going to go there because T.I. is just trying to be relevant. Lil Nas X had nothing to do with this. This is a completely different situation. It's about a lack of education and ignorance. And we know that the baby just doesn't care. And so he made some recent posts not too long ago with rainbow colors with a message. But do we really even care? So a lot of people are canceling him because of everything that's going on. So I'm going to ask my co-host here to take your input. Now, I know, Titan, you didn't know all of the details of this. So, I mean, what is your feedback on this? What do you have to say? And just make sure you unmute yourself.
Well, first of all, let me give a shout out to what's her name, Dula Peep, that Wendy said, Dula Peepa, because that is damage control damage control to the finest. Like, she literally got in front of it, said, "Look, I got a song with this nigga. I'm gonna go ahead and put this statement out real quick and disassociate myself real quick." So let me go ahead and shout out to her for doing that. But as far as the baby. It's unfortunate. I just don't understand. I don't understand the whole why do it? Why is it at the tip of your tongue? Why even speak on it? You're gonna potentially mess up your bag over just some dumb in the moment comment that you're trying to. I mean, I get it. It's a call to action, and if we look at the words itself, I mean, first of all, it's incorrect. Is especially the HIV comment. There's nothing correct about what he said. So that's first and foremost. So now you're spreading false truths and alternative facts. And now, I mean, you're sounding ignorant. And unfortunately, I'm a Carolina boy, and I'm from Charlotte. And it's just, sir, like, I need you to represent better than that. Secondly, like the other two comments, the slur, the homophobic slur. I see he tried to clean that up a little bit, but he just should not have said anything at all. Like, I mean, period. You should have not just said anything from the beginning. Like, do a call to action. Like, if you here with your best friend, like put your cell phone lighters up. Like, do something that's all inclusive to everybody. Why have an underlying shaming of other people? Even when he said, "What if your coochie smell like water?" Like, so are you shaming women who don't smell like water? Like what's the, like, why are you even making comments to shame other people? If someone's sucking dick in the parking lot, why does that matter to you? And I mean, that does not necessarily like, why does it matter to you? Like, so I mean, I have a lot to say about this. I want you all to weigh in on it, but I just think that it's unfortunate. I will say this. I don't think we should cancel. I do feel that we jump way too quick for the cancel culture, and I do feel that there should be some grace extended and there should be consequences, but I don't think we should cancel. And I think we should just start extending grace. I guess I don't know if the cancellation is the consequence, but I think that we can teach more because people do come from a certain background. I'm not giving him excuses, but ignorance is out there, and it just takes a superior being, the person with more competency, with more knowledge to teach. And if you have a little bit grace instead of counseling people, let's just extend some knowledge to them. So
But
I don't know if I necessarily agree with counseling, but I
here's my
think it was
thing
dumb as
though.
fuck what he said.
Here's my thing though. He got backlash for what he said, right? At the show. And he came on and then did it again.
He did it again.
And he is unapologetic about what he's saying. I'm not one to judge or determine who gets grace and who's not. But if you come and you're like, I honestly made a mistake, and even it was tweets and stuff in between where he apologized to the HIV, those who have HIV, for the statement. He did apologize for that, but in the same breath, he still came for the LGBTQ community and the same thing, like even in some of his tweets. So for me, if you want to be doing ignorant stuff but not hold yourself accountable, but think that, and that's just his attitude. He has a very cocky and arrogant attitude, and I feel like you should be held accountable for what you say, especially if you're not addressing it in a way. And if you're sitting here, you want to stand by what you stand. Okay, I get that. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but my money doesn't have to support your opinion.
Yeah,
absolutely. I agree. I agree with that.
I think he's trash for the whole statement, everything he said. Like, you do not have to use your platform to marginalize people. That's my issue. There are people living out here with HIV and AIDS that have been victims, and I got that as a result of being victimized. And to make someone feel bad about it and use what power you have to shame people and put people down is just a big issue for me. Not to mention, just coming at, there's no need to come at the LGBTQ towards gay people. For what? Everyone paid their money to see you. So can you imagine how that made people feel in the moment that are out there having a good time, right? And then you talking about them sucking dick, or you have people that are just coming out and being comfortable with who they are, and then you're out there, putting them down about who they love, who they like to have sex with, which is none of your fucking business in the first place. I'm like, maybe his little insecurities and whatever his inner thoughts are about, what he might be secretly attracted to, or allowing someone to suck on his dick.
Well, when you're smaller than 7 inches, I wouldn't call that a dick. It probably is like a penis.
I think you're probably right.
You don't have more than that. So.
I think you're probably right. So I think he should be canceled, because to me, it's not the first time he's done something so disrespectful.
No, it's not the first time.
He has a problem with putting his hands on people. He hits women. He's homophobic. Like, at what point do people have to be like, all right, this shit is unacceptable?
Now that you say that, I would jump on board with the cancellation. But I mean, let me just be a DA for one moment, right? And that's, to me, the most problematic thing that he said was the HIV, because that's just spreading misinformation. And it's just completely incorrect. And as you said, The people have been faithful to their spouse, and their spouse was the one that gave it to them. Like there's many different ways that people have received that. Some people were born with it because their parents were on drugs. And so you can't go out and say things like that. It's just, to me, that's just complete ignorance. And I mean, that's just ignorant. But the whole sucking dick in the parking lot thing. Okay, so this is gonna be a very unpopular. It's gonna be very like I'm gonna say this. It's not that I agree with this statement, but what if it's not as problematic to me, because you can be a gay man and don't suck dick in the parking lot, because that's just not what you do. You above that. You just not that caliber of person. So, and you can put your lighters up in the air because you don't do that. And so, to me, that's not necessarily coming for the community. That's coming for people who suck dick in the parking lot. You know, so which is none of your business. But I don't necessarily think that is a for community. It could possibly not be a for community thing. It's just the people who suck dick in the parking lot, because there are people who don't do that.
For me, the biggest thing is I can get past a lot of stuff because entertainers do what they do, and I do believe ignorance is out there. It just is what it is. But to me, I do not take the things that he said about the HIV and stuff lightly. And like I said, if you're going to apologize about something and address something, really address it and separate it from everything else that's going on. And like I said, I don't judge anybody. Stand by whatever you feel that your truth is, but don't make a mockery out of it. And I feel like don't have this cocky, like, is it genuine? Is it not? So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next segment. But as far as this podcast goes, I mean, like I said, we can get past some things, but one thing we can't get past is ignorant people who think they're the shit and they're really not. So you're canceled, the baby.
It's really small dick energy.
Yeah. Sorry, Jonathan. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and keep it moving with our next segment. And of course, this is one of our favorites. You already know what it is. You know the sound.
So excited. So excited.
Here we are with the unpopular opinion. So B, let us know what we talking about tonight. I feel like we already got, look, what we talking about? Let us know.
This is a topic I've been seeing on the internet. A lot of people have a lot of opinions on it. So I'm like, why not talk about it here? Tonight's unpopular opinion is, once someone is your ex, they should stay your ex. Meaning they're your ex for a reason, so why get back together? Now, I got a lot to say about this, but looking at y'all faces, look at Harold. Let me hear what you got to say, Harold, about this.
Listen, no, it's okay. So I used to be one of those people that used to say that back in the day. But based on just my history and my life and just what I feel now, I just feel like, I mean, there are some exes that are meant to be your exes. They're meant to teach you a specific lesson, and then that's it. The compatibility, like, you change, you grow, it is what it is. It's not meant to be rekindled. But there are certain relationships where at that time you do need to part so that you both can grow and realize what you have is truly the real thing. And sometimes when you're coming from different elements, like for me, you know, what I'm thinking about in particular, like I came from experiencing the lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, into the relationship, and he not so much. So it's like he didn't understand. We couldn't talk the same language because he didn't experience some of the things, and he felt as though he was missing something. So in order for us to really grow, it had to be a separation to get to the point where we can have an understanding. We can talk the same language. We can grow. He can see for himself. So that way it wouldn't be no resentment. But that doesn't mean that I didn't have to go back or I shouldn't go back, but it just was not the time then. Now, however, like I said, I do believe there are certain relationships that once it's over for a reason. But you have to really dictate that by the circumstances. That's just my opinion on it. So no, I do not agree with your unpopular opinion. I do believe that it's case-based. However, I do believe that sometimes you have to separate in order to get it together and come back stronger.
All right, what you feeling, Titan? What you thinking?
So I feel it's a nuance. So I feel that your ex should be your ex, and your ex should be an ex for a reason. And I get what you're saying. You can come back to it later, but I think that that's when you have probably had like 20 years between y'all, and y'all have definitely grown, and then you are coming back to it, and you're coming back to it because both of you are single. I have a issue with people who leave their ex and still are in love with their ex, and then they involve other people. So you're dating other people, and you are getting in relationships with other people, and you still love your ex, and then you still dragging them, all these other people along in a whole relationship with someone else, and then your ex come back, and then that other person has fallen in love with you, but you're going to go back to your ex because of that connection. So you should definitely get rid of your ex. If your ex, make sure you're done with them. So, and if you're not, be single.
But what if you don't know if you're really done with them? What if moving on into another situation opens up the fact that you're really not when you thought you were?
You're playing with people's heart, and you cannot determine what the outcome is when you get emotions and feelings involved. And you should be grown enough. And I guess we should put an age limit on this. Not an age limit, but an age start. Because what's the word for that? Age start. And so we should definitely do that, because at a certain age you should know when to let something go. You should know if you still have feelings for someone. If you're dating and if you're single and you are out there doing your thing, that's one thing. But if you are engaging people in a relationship form and getting people's feelings involved, and you still have feelings for your ex, I have a big issue with that. And I feel like a lot of people don't know how to discern that. And I think that a lot of men have an issue with that. I think women, I can't speak on women, but I think a lot of men have an issue with that. And to bring someone else into the picture, and then you're dating both of them just to figure out which one you want to be with. I have an issue with that. I have an issue with not being grown enough to have conversations with people, or not have conversations with people while you're still in love with your ex, and bringing these other people into your life and getting them involved with you and falling in love with you, and then you go back to your ex. I have an issue with that. I think you should be completely done with your ex.
You think so? I think it would be circumstantial, meaning like sometimes people end up having to break up or not together because right now in that time is not right for either of them. And they might recognize that, right? Like, this is not the right time for us. I need to work on this. You need to work on that. Maybe, if it's meant, we'll come back together. Now, I do think in that meantime, though, say you're out there dating, I do think you should be pretty open and honest with whoever you're dating. Like, hey, listen, this is my situation. I do still have feelings for my ex. I'm trying to move on and whatnot. And just be very real about it. But I do still have feelings for this person. That way you're giving whoever else you're dating the option of what they want to do in the situation. You know what I mean? Either way, they'll be like, okay, thank you for letting me know. We can continue on with something very casual, or it's too much for me. I'm a back out. I do think that conversation should be had. Now, there are some relationships that ended on maybe terrible, terrible terms, and the relationship was just toxic and unhealthy, that y'all shouldn't be back together. Sometimes people come back together just because they're missing each other, and just because it was still comfortable, no matter how toxic and unhealthy it will be. You know what I mean? It is. And after a while, you're like, oh, I miss this person, and still, engaging. But I will say, I don't think once they're your ex, they should always be your ex. I think it depends on what happened, what the circumstances and situation was, how it ended. Some people actually end on good terms because they agree that this is not the time. And later on, they might actually be able to come back together, and their relationship is actually healthier and better because they both had time to grow or handle whatever shit they had going on, whether it's through therapy or whatever, and come back together. So I think it depends. That's my thought on it. But I do think if you're still in love with somebody, dating new people, you should let them know what your feelings are. That way, I'm not leading you on. You're well aware.
All right. Well, since we're talking about dating, let's go ahead and transition to Let's Talk About It. So the let's talk about it topic is swipe left or swipe right. So for those who have Tinder, you know what that means. For those who don't, just do a slight Google. All right, you'll figure it out. So swipe left, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm not on Tinder, but swipe left means no, not compatible. Swipe right means, oh, we have a match. So here's the question, okay? What do you do when you go on a date with someone and they are more into you than you are them? How do you let them know you just want to be friends or nothing at all? Now, again, the date's nice and you're on this date and you're realizing that, yeah, this is not going to be nothing, but they are into you, okay? They want you and they feel like in their mind, this date was perfect. And you know they're a nice person. You don't want to hurt their feelings, but you also don't want to put yourself in a situation that is unfair to them and yourself. So let me start with B. Let us know. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh man. All right. Let me start off with this. I used to have a very simple rule of thumb for first dates, right? I would never go out to dinner on a first date. I know you're probably like, why not, right? I would set it up where we are meeting for drinks. You know why? Because if I feel like I don't want to spend this whole night, it's not really going the way I thought it was going to be. After like my first or second drink, we can wrap it up and be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, when you're doing dinner, you kind of stuck. You got to sit through this dinner, go through the whole thing, and no, I don't want dessert, but thank you. And I appreciate that. But I've been in a situation before where it's like you go on a date and you're not feeling them. And basically what I have done is been pretty honest about it. Like, hey, I think you're a nice person, but I just don't think we're really compatible. You know what I mean? I think I had a cool time, but I don't, and I usually say I just don't think it's the right time. I don't think we're compatible. And I try to keep it as nice as possible because I feel bad. Now, there have been times where I might not, in my younger days, I just might not respond to a text or call the next day, which, I mean, I didn't care. Now I try to be a little bit, as I got older, a little bit more considerate, just to at least give that person like, hey, it was cool, but I think we're better off as friends. That's my favorite line. I think we're better off as friends or, hanging out as friends. And usually that will work. Or it would just be, you're not hearing back from me. Thank you. I had a good time. Thank you for the drink. I'll talk to you later.
So you sometimes you give ghost vibes.
Yeah, because you know what? Listen, if I'm having a good time wherever we're at, we're going to hang out there for hours. You know how it is when you really vibing with somebody, drinking, there's music playing. Sometimes you even go to another location afterwards, or sometimes back to that person's house.
What if you tell them this, right? And they don't hear it the way that you're delivering it. Maybe they feel like you're saying we can be friends for now. And then they're like popping up at locations and they're like, still hitting you up every day and still putting in that effort. Like, how do you handle that?
Listen, you're not going to get the flirty text back from me. If I feel like you're not getting the point, then you're just not going to hear from me after a while. That Simpson meme where Homer's backing out until that's me right there. Like, I'm going to just slowly stop responding or not respond at all. Because I feel like, listen, I'm trying to tell you the nice way the first time. And then, let's not be friends with you thinking you're still going to slide up in there somehow. Not even on my drunkest night, you're not. So let's just save us both the trouble. So.
Titan, what are your thoughts on this? Because I know you probably had to shut down some people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually pretty nice when it comes to that, honestly, because people's ego are very fragile. But I'm straightforward. So I mean, I'm straightforward. I always get called so many names for being straightforward. But it's all about you being flexible because not every situation is going to require you to be straightforward. Sometimes, I give you 3 of my tactics. I won't give you all because I'm still dating. But I will give you 3 of my tactics. One is I'm going to just say, after the night is over, regardless if it's a good night or a bad night, I would say, hey, I had a great night. but I'm not interested in continuing or pursuing a situation, relationship, or whatever with you. So I literally say it like that. I'm not interested in pursuing. That way, it doesn't leave room for them to think that they can possibly slide up in there. And the other thing that I would do is I put the ball in their court. I kind of incept it into their mind so that they can say that they're not interested. Just so, so I will put it in their minds just so that they can say that they're not interested. Quiet as it's kept, I've only been broke up with because I did things for them to do it. So even when it goes to uh, even beyond just the first night, like if we are in a relationship and I want to break up, I would do things so you break up with me. And the reason why I do that is if you come up with the idea of breaking up, you feel better about yourself. I ain't got to worry about all the residual feelings and stuff afterwards, and you being resentful that I broke up with you. I'm over here like, oh my gosh, you really want to break up? But at the end of the day, I'm like, thank you.
Hold up, but
So,
let's go back for a second.
honestly,
We're gonna go back.
Okay.
We're gonna go back. We're
But
gonna
let's
go
go back
back.
to the dating.
No, we're gonna go back. We gotta stop this right here because what you said earlier was you have an issue, right? When no, you know what? I ain't even gonna do it to you, Titan, because
No,
I ain't even gonna do it to you. I ain't even gonna do it to you tonight. Go ahead. What's your next tactic? Go ahead.
And then the next tactic is kind of along with Brandi. You know, you just kind of wait until the next day. You kind of just don't you know, I don't do the ghosting thing. It just you get dry. You know, just you want to wait until you get away from the situation because you don't know how dangerous it is, especially for women. Because a lot of times, if a woman is dating a man, then a lot of times men don't take rejection well, and that's sad because the ego is bruised. So you want to wait until you get into a safe space to have that conversation, and sometimes you can just do it over text messages because it's better for you. Do what's better for you. But yeah, that is a tactic to incept it into their mind and make them think that they're the one coming up with the idea of the I don't want to continue dating you or I want to break up with you. If you let them come up with the idea, then you don't have to worry about that residual resentment that people have from being the one that was broken up with.
All right. So for me, I used to be, I'm not that way anymore, but I used to be horrible at letting people know that I was not interested because I'd be so concerned about people's feelings, right? You talk about the ego, we talk about those things, and I'd be like, well, damn, if that was me, I wouldn't want to, and I have a tendency sometimes to say stuff like when I'm being direct, but then it kind of comes off sometimes as very insensitive. I've mastered how to be more sensitive to those emotions, but sometimes it's like, because I've been in situations where it's like, all right, I'm not interested. I try to do it the nice way, but then they keep pushing and I say it again. Then I go from saying that to like not really responding. But then the minute we pop up somewhere, it's a whole issue because then I did this and I did that. And I'm like, I tried to tell you, but you didn't listen to what I'm saying. But again, back in the day, I can say that I wasn't maybe so direct or intentional about what I was saying. Nowadays I am. So it's more so the method of it's either I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid now or I'm going to let that sore go deeper and deeper, that wound get deeper and deeper and have to they got to go get stitches. So I'd rather them deal with a Band-Aid than have to go get stitches at this point. So it's kind of like just ripping the Band-Aid off and saying it because I've encountered hanging out with some friends and we're all vibing out and like then dates and stuff, wanting more, wanting to pop up places. And it's just like, whoa. But then sometimes you feel like I'm a good person. I know you're a good person. So, I know you're here because you want to hang out with me. So then you feel like that guilt trip where you want to hang out with this person and you want to do this. But then in the same breath, it's kind of like misleading them and leading into a whole nother situation. So for me, I think if the question is, what do you do? Is you just keep it real. Be sensitive to people's feelings and realize that people do have feelings, but also be honest with yourself. So that way you can save the heartache. Like I said, it took me a long time to get to this point. I can talk about anything else, but when it came to breaking up with people, Titan, I used to do that stuff too, where I'd be like, I'll give you all the reasons to break up with, but it seemed like that shit never worked. Everything that I did, I'll do whatever. half the time I ain't even cheat. I said, yeah, I cheated. Just to say, it's like, okay, we can get through this. Like, so to me, that was like a death trap. I couldn't even get out of that way. So
get for not being straight up though. That's what y'all do.
I'm like, I thought the worst thing that you said would happen to break up. I give you that, and it's like, well, we can get through this.
You need to come take a master class with me because I got out of some situation.
Now, let me ask y'all this: have y'all ever been on the other side of that, the flip side, where you went out on a date, just like say first date, whatever, and then next day or whatever, within that week, someone's like, I like you as a person, this and that, but I'm not feeling you, or I just got other shit going on that it's not gonna work. That ever happened to y'all?
Never on a date. So no,
not on
I
a
would
date.
say no.
Say after like your first date, you know how that is. You talking, texting that week or whatever.
No.
I've had to where you when you meet somebody and they automatically say I'm not interested. I've had that, but I haven't. Once we've actually gone on a date and they get to know me and my personality, I'm typically get attached to, and I'm wasn't looking for all that.
I've had that happen to me maybe twice, but I was told, I don't know what the truth was. It could be. Actually, I do know that was the truth. There are other situations they had going on that it's a little deeper. I can't get all into it, but they had other situations going on that, was not going to be a good thing. It wasn't,
I don't know. I think that's, I can see, like, I've had conversations, but it wasn't like I was even trying to date them, but it's like, I guess I've had some situations where they're like, well, that don't really count still, because it's more so like, if my situation wasn't what it is, then we would be together. Or if my situation wasn't what it is, I would love to take you out. So it hasn't really been on the other side in that
capacity. They might have had a partner, girlfriend, and they were exploring the open thing. But, when it comes down to it, people not always ready for that.
No.
Especially like their partner, you know what I mean? So, like, I've had that situation.
In that situation, I guess for me, it's more so of knowing what it is already and not expecting it to,
right?
Like, I already expect to be cut off at some point because, your situation is your situation.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think as long as you just keep it real with people, let them down nicely. Because sometimes it really is. You be like, I do like you, but I'm just not feeling that connection that chemistry where it could be more than that. And sorry, but I'm not going to force the chemistry. Like if I'm 3 drinks in and I'm still looking like this, cool, but I just don't see you. I'm not trying to get all touchy-feely on you. It's just not happening. Like if nothing's in after like 3-4 shots, my kitty cat not even purring a little bit. Then should be some kind of little purr happening, but
all right. So let's move into our final thoughts on the subject matter. Titan, what is your final thought on this?
I just want to encourage everybody to be straightforward. I think we should transition into that realm of mind thinking, because there are countries that are straightforward, and when you tell people no, that's not what I want, I'm not interested, the other person isn't so butthurt and egotistical about it. They just understand and they move forward. And I think as Americans, we do have an issue with always always just being politically correct and sensationalizing feelings and having to cater to feelings, and everyone's getting offended by in America, you may say something that is, I guess, quote unquote, polite to one person, and the next person is like, why are you talking to me like that? And it's like, you can't win for losing. And I think that we need to get to some type of baseline, some type of benchmark to where we understand if someone says, no, I'm not interested, and they shouldn't have to put any more thought into that and worrying about someone's feelings. So, but the way to that is to start not worrying about people's feelings and just saying it, hey, I'm not interested.
All right. What about you, B? Your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, it's okay to not be feeling someone. I don't think you should feel, I mean, you can feel bad about it, but like I said, as long as you go about it in the right way, don't be an asshole about it. It's not necessary unless that person was an asshole on the date. Then you want to do. It's okay. Just like keep it real with somebody. You don't gotta be a dick like I was bored on the date. You don't gotta do all that. Just hey, I just don't feel it. You don't got that chemistry, and that's okay. And if you do feel like that's somebody you could see yourself literally as like friends with, okay, let them know. If you feel like you can't even see them as friends and don't even BS that whole thing, just kind of be like, this was cool, but I just don't think we can battle. And keep it moving. They'll be all right. They can do more swiping to the right later on. Shit.
Listen, so I'm just going to say I agree with both of you. So my final statement would just be, you know what's for you. So it's no need to play any games. Just keep it real so that way you don't waste your time, you don't waste nobody else's time, and you can go ahead and get what's yours. That's it. Point blank, period. So with that being said, y'all know what time it is. We're going to move on to one of our favorite segments of the evening. Let's be honest with Brandi G.
Yes, y'all know I get really excited about this segment. And again, for y'all, those of you that don't know, it's very simple. I'm going to pull some questions out of this jar. We are going to answer all questions honestly. And again, some of these questions get a little crazy. So let's get it. All righty. Question number 1. Oh, what's the farthest you've gone on a first date? Furthest you've gone on a first date? And we're talking about physically. Just in case you need more clarification, not distance-wise.
I was about to say Puerto Rico.
No. We're talking about physically. I feel like I know some answers. Go ahead. Harold?
Oh, you were starting with me?
Oh, yeah. Why not? Of course.
Oh, okay. Well, the furthest I've ever gone on the first date was all the way, and that was just what it was. Okay?
You whore. No, I'm kidding.
It be like that sometimes.
Wait.
I don't want to be with you. I know I don't want to be with you, but I do want to be with you in that way. So let's just get that out of the way and we can go about our lives.
So was this all the way with a female or male or both on first? Okay. How about you, Titan?
I'll be putting all my business out there. Oh my God.
We do. Welcome to the unfiltered.
I don't know if I like that. So yeah, all the way. Absolutely all the way. Okay. Now, like how far into all the way did I go? I think I've done some level 2 freakiness on all the way.
Level 2 freakiness.
So what's considered level 2?
Well, level 1 is the fact that I'm automatically attracted to both sexes, so that's level 1 right there. And so that's just automatic. Level 2, I don't know if I can quantify, but just to say that the person wanted some ceilings over their face.
Oh.
They got blessed.
Oh, okay.
Level 2.
Okay.
All right, level 2. A whole new level to level.
I'm scared to see what level 3 is.
Yes, we're gonna talk about later what level 3 is, unless you want to share it now.
No, we can wait. That's another day.
Okay. Oh God, for myself, I have gone all the way. I have slid face first into home run plate without an issue.
So you caught that too, Titan. Face first.
Face first, slid right in there without a problem. All right, y'all. I'm so interested in that level 3, but we're gonna come back to that. All right. Where is your favorite place on your body to be massaged? Look at y'all. Y'all want me to go first?
Yeah, you can take that one first.
Mine is my back But when you go into the lower back,
Yeah.
been there. Raise up on the butt a little bit. That might be too much detail, but that's my favorite area. That lower back, I'm really getting into it. Like I'm ready after that.
I like that area too, but the area that is called the gooch for a man, which is the area between his testicles
Go ahead, be
Wait,
and
correct.
his booty hole, there's a little space. There's about
Right.
2 to 3 inches of just curved meat, and you just want to massage it with your thumbs and then put a little tongue action right there.
Yeah, I was about to say I like that place to be massaged, but I like it just the tongue. It just does it.
Yeah, the tongue is the best
You can keep your fingers,
feeling.
y'all took that to a whole nother level.
It's a
but I mean it is
massage, my
massage. It's a tongue massage.
It is. Apparently, there's somebody in Philly that kind of does that I've heard about. When they give massages, they that thumb slides up in that area. I don't know if that turns it into a different type of massage at that point or not, but
The question didn't clarify what type of massage. I mean,
That is true.
girl over there like deep tissue massage, if you know what I mean.
I like a deep tissue massage.
Very deep.
Whole nother subject too. But
Very deep.
We can pull the next question because you guys named both of the places. Like I mean, what you want me to say? Because I don't.
That's the last spot.
I'm good.
That's the
all
last
right,
spot.
here we
right?
go. There's another question. I'm always so nervous. I write these questions. I'm nervous because I forget what I write. Do you like choking or no choking?
I like choking.
I like it depending on my mood.
Oh, varies.
It varies.
See, I don't mind a little choking. Now, I don't want to lose, airway. Like a little crap. It's okay. I'm not trying to lose airway. I don't want to back out, get a little blurry in the vision. Just a nice little grab though is good.
Not asphyxiation.
Like, go ahead. Let me hear.
So what about slapping? I know this is just an iteration to choking. What about being slapped?
Oh,
I'm not here for the slapping. You can slap my booty, you can like all that, but you ain't slapping me. I don't like the whole slapping in the face thing.
yeah, me either. Like slap my ass, nice, good. Let me hear the sound. What you into that thing? You into a little bit of slapping?
It happened by surprise one day, and then you just like shocked, like what the fuck just happened? And it's like ooh, but ooh, it was like one of those like it just happened, but I'm not mad at it because it wasn't like an extreme like trying to hurt you slap. It was just a little pat, like a little pat on the cheek. A little pat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
but it wasn't like a slap.
I mean, I've been slapped. I've been slapped before, but not with a hand. So it's like it's different.
Oh God! Here we go.
Oh, I need some more to drink.
We all need some more to drink on that one.
All right, what's our final? Come on, what's our
but when you were slapped with it, did it go from your chin to your forehead, or like how was it?
Did the forehead before to the boom boom?
No, not hitting your forehead, meaning that it landed from your chin to your forehead.
Oh, yeah, that's happened.
What did you do? You was acting like you was trying to catch bait.
Right.
Trying to catch a bait, like what? Woo. Oh, y'all hear this? This is what happens when we start getting into this podcast, drinking. We told y'all we unfiltered at all times.
All the way.
In this next question, I'm actually a little embarrassed that I wrote this question out because I forgot. I wrote this question weeks ago.
Oh shit.
This is all right. Has anyone ever asked you to spit in their mouth during sex? And if so, did you do it? Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, and I have. It was really weird. I was like, "Are you sure?" Like, that's what they wanted. I mean, I aim to please, so that's what you got.
Wow. What about you, Titan?
I have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm down for it. I didn't even ask. It was like, okay, I didn't ask if you said it, that's what you want. I'm doing it. So the question is, how much do you want? Like, you want cute spit or you want, what's going on?
See, that was my dilemma. I've been asked that one time in my life, and I feel like I had to think fast without a drizzle. Do I just do a little? And I only have about 15, 30 seconds to figure this out, so I don't fuck up the mood. Like let it dribble out. Like I don't know. So I was like, "Fuck it, you just gotta do it."
Gotta do it.
However, wait, don't what?
Don't try to do it after smoking weed because you dry all the way up. There's no spit left in your mouth.
Oh my god!
Just be trying to like, what? Like, can I go drink something? Like, what is going on here? Like, there's no juices nowhere. Like, nowhere.
Why would you write this question?
Yo, I forgot. I wrote this.
It's just no moisture. I don't understand.
Now you see. Now what I'm not doing though, you're not spitting in my mouth. I'm sorry, I don't want it. Y'all got quiet. Let me find out.
No, it's been a no for me.
Look at Titan. Titan said yes and yes. So
no. Yes is they asked me, and then yes, I did it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's be clear.
All right.
Let's be clear.
Let's be clear.
But it happened to me by surprise one time, and it was a complete surprise, and I just didn't know what to do. I was like, was that because it was like because you in the moment and you're moaning and things of that sort, and then all of a sudden, what's that?
Did it taste good?
It was no taste. It was just a feel. Like, was that a what?
What happened?
Did you? Okay, let's continue. And it's just like it's one of those things that you don't speak of. You never spoke of it. It was nothing you said afterward. I didn't question. To this day, I don't know if it happened or not. I just know there was a weird sensation in my mouth.
You blocked it to that point.
Blocked it out, and I don't know if I ever had done to me. I just know that there was a weird sensation in my mouth at one session of mine.
Oh man, I want the people listening, like our friends listening, our audience. I like to call y'all friends. Let us know, please. Have you ever done anything like that, or would you do it? Like, I want to know. Like, is this a thing? Just doing a little spit, little drizzle, dribble in the mouth. Like, what's going on?
I'm almost tempted to phone a friend and ask them because this is. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Now unless we like to do one more. Like,
sure, let's do
I can top that one though. Well, how about one more?
One more. Let's do one more.
Be honest.
That was fun.
Ooh, that one threw me off, y'all. Got me up.
Wrote it.
I know. I forgot I wrote it. Honestly.
Mm-hmm. What's going on in your mind?
This was a lot that day. Apparently, my kitty cat must have been purring.
Not with weed though. It's gonna be dry.
I hope y'all listen, and if you try it, do not smoke.
It's gonna be dry. The kitty cat dry up. The mouth dry up. You listen.
Man, we can't have that. All right, here's our final question. Do you like phone sex? If so, do you do it? If you like it, do you do phone sex? And
back in the day, or at a distance, if you're liking something with distance, but I still prefer. I don't really prefer to have phone sex.
Yeah, no, I did it for that reason. Like, actually, no, it wasn't always a long distance relationship. Not that I'd just been horny at that time. That person wasn't around, so I'm like, let's talk. But quite often when we were long distance, I would do that. But then I do expect a full follow-up of everything that we talked about during that phone sex.
Right.
I mean, I want the works. I want every detail that we talked about. Titan?
It's the no for me. I mean, I do have the imagination. I can, participate, but it's just not a thing for me now. That's for phone sex. Now, if you're talking FaceTime sex, then I just might be your guy. FaceTime sex is a completely different level, and I will join, and let's participate. Let's have some fun.
FaceTime is different than phone though, because FaceTime, you can get I get that.
You seeing everything.
Mm-hmm.
I would do it still. Like I said.
So Brandi, question. what were the conversations like when you was having phone sex? Like, don't sip. Like,
I had to sit for a second. Um,
like
those
like y'all
conversations,
reading like a novel.
no, it kind of start off like if I was there right now, and I would
I'm not hearing this. I'm not hearing this.
and I would be like, "Oh, really?
Hearing
What would you
Let's
do?"
do it. Let's do it.
Like, so if I was there, I would be touching all over you right now.
Where you touching that, baby?
Well, my hand is going right down your chest right now. Look at her. Hold on. I can't take her.
I'm not hearing this.
We were doing so good. Continue.
Yeah. And I'm like, do you like that? Like where I'm touching you? You know, we just he I wish y'all could see y'all that are watching this. Harold just removed himself. We won't torture you anymore, Harold. Okay.
I had to leave the room for a second. It was what it was.
Harold,
That's how-
you just witnessed something that people pay a lot of money for. You should be grateful that we were able to give you that free.
Let's get into more detail, Harold. Okay.
Look, that free teaser. No point intended. Right?
All right, y'all, I cannot. I love this segment for so many different reasons, and this is the reason why. You have so much fun doing it. So it's only right that we go from this segment to our drink of the week. So, Titan,
Yes.
what are we drinking this week?
We are drinking the Dark and Stormy. So we was just talking about just keeping it simple with letting people know that we are not into them. So you wanted to just put something in your system, and this Dark and Stormy is going to do that for you. It is a highball cocktail of just some dark rum and some ginger beer. That's just as simple. You can add some lime juice and a lime on top if you would like, but make sure you use a highball glass and some ice and 50-50. So have fun.
Oh, you might have to actually try that.
Yes, it is the partner to a Moscow Mule. It's just instead of vodka, it is going to use the dark rum.
I might have to try that and then call Titan up for some phone sex.
Let's do it.
You know what?
My virginity, baby.
That is your prerogative.
Yes, Bobby Brown.
Yeah, so that is the drink.
I love when we get Harold speeches like this, y'all.
That is the drink of the week. And before we get to the song of the week, of course, Titan, let us know where they can find you.
You can definitely get at me at Alexander. That is Alexander with a V and a Z. So ALEXVNDZR at all platforms.
There you go. If you missed it, for those who are watching, you can see that. Give it to him one more time.
Yes, Alexander with a V and a Z. So ALEXVNDZR.
All right. And of course, I need to make some updates on some things. So with that being said, B, where can they find you? Let's just let them know.
What up? You guys can find me on Instagram, soulfully _yours. That's the only handle I'm giving out right now. I still try to keep my Facebook somewhat PG-13 at the moment, but hit me up. Soulfully __ yours.
And of course, you can find me at KJ Perception on Instagram. And just a quick reference point, you can find us at NYS_After Dark Podcast on Instagram. And you can find us on TikTok at NYS_After Dark Podcast. And that's where we can be found. So with all of that being said, we only wrap up this episode with one last thing. And that is our song of the week. So tell us, Titan, what is the song of the week?
Are y'all gonna join in with me?
No, let's hear it.
Oh, baby, you got what I need.
Hey.
But you say I'm just a friend.
Hey, I'm just a friend.
Oh, baby, you Bismarcky. Yeah, got what I need. But you say I'm just a friend. Yeah, Bismarcky, just a friend. I also want to take some time out to just have a moment of silence for Biz Markie. We did lose a great, and I mean, this year just been kind of hard with us losing a lot of great hip hop artists, and he was one of them. So he always brought light to the world, and that's just one of the songs that he delivered to us, and we will have forever.
All right, Biz Markie. Thank you for your great work that you have left us with. And tune in next week, everybody. But we're going to go out on a high note. You cannot deny this beat or this song. So here it is. Biz Markie, let them hear it.
Don't friend zone me like that.